This is not a test. This is rock and roll.
It's the 2007 Kansas Vietnam Veterans and Family Reunion. For 20 years, a gathering of soldiers from Kansas and beyond. They meet for 3 days here at Veterans Point on El Dorado Lake. For all of these men, it's a chance to finally say, welcome home. Born in 1988 by a group of Vietnam vets, now the reunion includes veterans from theaters from Korea to Iraq. I spoke with founder Ben Mitchell about how it all got started.
20 years ago, well actually it was 22 years ago, I was going through some trouble with PTSD. And I was in counseling and it wasn't working. I met a lot of friends there in the counseling group, and we were at my house in the basement. And we were talking about how we could have a reunion. So I was trying to think of a way to bring us all together. People would walk here. They had no jobs, some of these Vietnam veterans. They've been kind of a recluse type. They were going through some of the same problems I was going through. So it was kind of I was kind of selfish because I was helping myself at the same time. These guys slept on car hoods, in the back of trucks, or just on the ground without a tent. And I started watching changes over the years. They started coming in better camping equipment, better tents, better stuff. And 20 years later, we have them in campers. They became productive citizens because they could come to a place they felt safe and talk with other Vietnam veterans, and their families could talk to other Vietnam veteran families and find there was a similarity to relate to. And by that, that's what helped everybody start a healing process. There's a lot of healing that goes on here. Our first reunion, we had many personal reunions out here. People that hadn't seen each other since they left Vietnam. And to me, that was the greatest thing in the world, watching these guys.
What's it like when these guys come out here and get a look at one up close? What's that like for them to take them back?
It's, there's been several guys that have just come up and put their hands on the deck, and a lot of them has gotten, emotional. And it's probably their last time that they were in one of these things was back in during the war, and so. They were just a lot of memories, coming back to them.
So say they pull you in, what's keeping you in if the guy makes a quick turn?
You mean him or us?
Yeah, anybody. Yeah.
Well,
I just told you.
When I got hit, and they strapped you in here.
You had to hold on by your fingers.
No, they strapped you in. They
hit?
strapped you in.
So you hit.
I mean, when you're hit,
Sometimes they strap you in, sometimes they just throw you in to get out of there.
because they brought me in and threw me down, and they put 2 more on there. Well, I wasn't hit that bad. I was just hit in the arm, and it was tore up. So I stood up, and let them, and they started piling them in, and
More like it when you're hit, they throw you in here. They're not going to bank. When they come out,
they're just coming straight out.
They're just coming straight out, and they're floored to beat hell, trying to get out of it.
So you've got incoming as you're.
That's right.
As this thing's hitting the ground, and
Yeah, listen. That's why we sit on our helmets. If we had our helmets. Every now and then somebody might get one of the old keister.
But it was, you'd see, and a lot of times, bam, and you'd see the bullet come right straight through. Or else you see a rocket hit. And you're saying, oh shit, and he's saying, get off of my ship, get out of here. Because they're seeing it and they got to leave. And you're sitting there, and they got what they call, what is it, that elephant grass?
Yeah.
And you think, and you see it spreading apart, but it's 10 foot tall.
It's still tall.
And you jump out and it's 10 foot, you're still 10 foot off the ground.
Still going down. These 2 or 3 years ago, they had the last one that would ever come into us.
Yeah.
And we all stood here when it took off. It was like one of our brothers had left.
Yeah.
You know, this here was our life right here.
When they told us, what was that? They said that, well, this is the last time we'll have it.
What are they going to do with it? Are they going to put it in a museum?
Well, they took them somewhere else, but it was like a total silence. I mean, it was so, I never seen so quiet.
I just couldn't imagine being able to hold on when he's going back and forth.
Well, it takes,
Del, your friend.
you had to watch and you had to make sure that things was hooked. So when you got ready to end, you come into a hot sale. When you had a hot LZ, or they had to come get you out of a hot one, you better do it and boot it quick.
Because there may not be a second chance.
Because if you're up there and it starts up, and they hit it with a rocket, down it comes. And there you are. And there ain't no other way out.
All right. Everybody ready to have a good time out there? What? All right now. Talk about. Take your pictures down and shake it out. The truth or consequence, erase it around. And use that evidence and chase it around. There goes my hero. Yeah, I've been here 20 years. The first 20 years. Beautiful. There goes my hero. He's on again.
I heard a rumor it started like 3 or 4 guys in the back of a pickup truck, veterans, with some beer, and it kind of grew into this. Truth or consequence. Race it around and use that evidence and chase it around. There goes my hero. These guys were sleeping in cardboard boxes, sleeping bags, and sometimes they had a tent because they were lonely. And now they got nice campers, nice new trucks. So, you know.
Same people come out year after year, and some of them travel across the country to come out. You know, I've heard it's one of the better veterans reunions that they have here in Kansas. But it's a great time.
All started in the back of a pickup truck.
That's the rumor I heard, yeah.